Hello everyone. In this video, we'll talk about the bias versus variance trade-off or bias variance trade-off, right? Which is one of the common and major problem in machine learning, right? So we already know what is, bias and what is variance, right? Which we already talked about, right? So we already seen what is the variance, how to calculate the variance. We already talked about bias, which is nothing but error, right? How to calculate the error in case of linear regression and logistic regression, right? Now, we also, by the way, we also talked about what is overfitting and underfitting, how to identify it, right? So I thought of making a separate video just to understand very high level, right? What is overfitting and underfitting, and how this variance and bias comes into the place when you talk about overfitting and underfitting, right? So if you see this, the first diagram, right? So these are my data points, right? Which is in the scatter plot. So my machine learning model is just trying to learn each and every point from the given data. Did you see this particular line? Assume this is a linear regression. This particular line, curved line, is touching each and every point here, right? Which means obviously you'll have high variance here. So whenever you have high variance, which is nothing but it is overfitted, it is overlearned, right? And if you see this second diagram, this particular line is not touching most of the points, and this line is close to this particular point and this particular point, and for the remaining points it is far. In this case, we'll have high bias, which is the error will be more, right? If there is more error, which is your model learned very less, which is called underfitting. See, somewhere in the internet I just read it was very nice explanation of overfitting and underfitting. So overfitting is something like, you prepared for the exam just by going through, the previous year's question papers, right? Past 2 years or 3 years question papers, which is called overfitting. Where when you talk about underfitting, you are just reading, the summary of the chapters, and then you went for the exam, right? So high variance means it learned a lot on unnecessary data or the noise data, right? Where underfitting is, as I just told you, right? It just reading the summary of each chapters and going for an exam. How we identify if my model is overfitted or underfitted, right? So when you talk about the overfitting, right? So when you test the performance or when you calculate the accuracy on your training data, you'll get very good accuracy, maybe 90-95%. But when you are testing the performance or accuracy on your test data, which is unseen data, which will be very, very poor, very bad, right? The variation will be more. For example, right? So on your training data, you got accuracy as 95%, but on your test data, you got accuracy as 65-75%. In that case, you can consider it is overfitted. And when you talk about underfitting, and both the train data and the test data, the accuracy will be bad, right? So now we'll just try to, okay, before we try to understand uh, right, so what is the correct fit? So this is, the overfitting and underfitting. And what is the correct fit? This is the correct fit. Did you see this line, right? It is touching the few points, right? If you see it touching the 3 points, 1, 2, and 3, and there are few other points which are close to this line, right? In this case, we'll have some variance and we'll also have some bias, right? That's called trade-off. Bias variance trade-off means in your model, you should have some variance, you should also have some bias. Then you can say perfect fit. It's not like you should have high variance or you should have, high bias. Simply, right? So when you talk about high variance, you'll have very low bias. When you talk about high bias, you'll have high. Sorry, when you talk about when you have bias, you'll have low variance, right? It's a trade-off. It always inversely proportional, right? As I just said, high variance, you'll have very low bias. High bias, you'll have very low variance, right? So you should always have the optimal, you know, the bias and variance. Both should stay together, right? Both should be, stay between together, something like that, right? So now by default, when you talk about, we have two types of, the models, right? One is the linear models and the non-linear models, which we talked about, right? So when you have the non-linear data, you'll go for tree-based algorithms, which is parametric and non-parametric. When you talk about, right, so by default, all the linear model or parametric algorithms are underfit, right? So see, if your data is pakka linear, then of course linear regression works very well, right? It won't underfit. But there might be a chance it can be overfitted, right? So how we can overcome either, the underfitted or overfitted. So let's say if you have underfitted problem, which means, you have high variance. In that case, we can go for polynomial regression, right? So if you see here, this model is underfitted. And what are the curve which you're seeing here is a polynomial regression, right? Which is trying to overcome the underfitting problem. And in case if you have, uh, it is trying to come the underfitting problem, right? In case if you have overfitting problem, we can use some regularization technique like L1, L2, lasso, and ridge regression. And if you have overfitting problem, you can also go for the variable reduction, right? Sometimes the variable reduction may also help to overcome the overfitting, right? For underfitting, go for polynomial regression, right? In case of linear models, for overfitting, go for some regularization technique like L1, L2, or use some variable reduction technique like PCA, SDA, right? Something like that, right? So now, when you talk about non-parametric like tree-based algorithms, by default they are overfitted. By default they are overfitted. The underfitting in case of tree-based model are very less, right? How we can overcome? We can prune the tree, right? So we already talk about how you can build a decision trees, all those things in our one of our video, right? So you can prune the tree means cut the tree. That by default, the decision trees is fully grown, which means it will run each and every point. In that case, what you need to cut the tree, unwanted leaves, right? Or else you can control the depth of the tree, right? Or else you can go for random forest, more than one decision trees, right? We can also use the cross validation, right, to find the best parameters, right? Because decision tree has few other parameters like number of leaves, depth of the tree, number of nodes, all those things, right? Just to overcome the overfit. We don't know the best parameters, right? We don't know the for this particular given data set what is the depth of the tree, best depth of the tree, best number of leaf nodes, right? We don't know. So we can use cross validation to find the best parameters, or we can also go for random forest to overcome the overfitting problem in case of tree based algorithms, right? So in our future videos I'll also cover what is this L1 L2, how it will helps, what is the little bit maths behind it, right? So we'll cover all those things, all those topics in our future videos. So hope you understand this video and hope you enjoy this video. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.